Alright, so this is extremely weird. It's as if 2024 came in kicking my door, wailing in, keeping its muddy boot and being like, it's time to exterminate. Like a good number of some of my favorite content creators are just gone. Well, gone is a bit of an over-exaggeration. Some have decided to leave, and some are deciding to reduce either their workload or just changing for different ventures. And the latest is of course none other than Matpat, YouTube veteran, at least soon to be veteran, and overall just the goodest boy. Now, as you most likely have already seen by now, Matpat has decided that by the month of March he will be taking a leave from at least his main channel of Game Theory. Something that is taking all of the internet aback, and some are crying, some are expressing genuine gratitude for his being here on the platform, because yes, he was definitely one of the best content creators that we've ever had. And I'm here speaking of the man as if he died. Jesus. And his influence has just been very far-reaching. Like the whole thing of theory channels was popularized by him. It wasn't made by him exclusively, but it was a thing that truly exploded when his channel picked up. It was the channel that helped science nerds like myself understand that, hey, you can communicate science or wider topics through video games or in a fun manner. Like, I will always remember Austin, who of course had a channel of his own and went on to do some different ventures from Game Theory, but he will always be blasting the habanera, being like, "Hi YouTube, it's Austin." I really miss those days, man, and I'm going to miss Matpat because he was such a genuinely good guy. And just the fact that of all places, Twitter,
we are not calling it
X, has been pouring with love towards the guy, despite there's one post of people for some reason making fun to the fact that he almost cried.
What's wrong with you?
But those people aside, the rest have just been showing just how appreciative they have been of him. Like posts from like the Russian Badger talking about how I met Matpat at St. George once while visiting children with cancer. He was the nicest guy in the world until we hopped on the sticks for Smash Brothers, slaughtered each and every one of us with Bowser, including the kids. But he is far from the only one who has done it though. Over the transition from 2023 to this year now, we have seen a slew of content creators doing the same. From Tom Scott, who announced that he was going to reduce his workload in the least and not be as consistent as he has been for the last decade. J2 Cent, for my hardware enthusiasts out there that you may be aware about, who decided to do the same because of some health complication that he had. Joel Haver. Well, Joel Haver is just a madman who seems to be focusing now on working on long format content. At least will be spending more time on his stuff. Papa Meat decided that he will also be focusing on something a little bit different and taking some time off. Jerma said that he was going to be turning streaming into a bit more of a hobby, less than something more consistent. And Seth, no, not our favorite African gunrunner, no. Seth Everman, who you've seen the music parodies that he used to do, also decided he was going to quit, well, indefinitely. And the reactions to this, at least for me, is quite strange because on one end, these are individuals that you may have known for soon to be a decade. Like, you grew up with these people, and just the simple thought of having them leave is way too weird, because these were the people who captivated our eyes away from the TV screen and then to the computer screen instead. To a certain extent, not gonna lie, build up some parasocial relationship with them. I remember the days when the likes of Ryan Hager decided that he was going to be stopping making YouTube videos, and I was like, who the hell is going to be yelling tee for me now that you are leaving? Hey, don't do this to me. So yes, it does definitely feel weird. While we have seen quite some time people taking a leave for burnouts, Corey Kenshin as an example, is that man okay? I hope he's okay, but he is very famous for taking some time off to take care of himself and coming back in force. But what seems now like a trend of YouTubers just leaving is to me just a symptom of what the platform used to be and what it has become, and what some content creators are now forced to do in order to maintain their freaking sanity. Because as someone who decided to now actually focus on YouTube after finishing school, so to speak, I could have gone further, decided not to, but as someone who decided to make that choice, there are different drives that now appeals to one when you are engaging in that. Because first, you start making YouTube videos, hopefully, unlike what many kids aspire to, because yes, I understand it is a job that many would like to have. It has flexibility. It allows you to dictate your own stress, right? The burnouts are mostly dictated by you, right? It's not because you are working at a corporate job that is forcing you to be working 40 hours or more a week. No, it's by your own design. But one of the big factors that drives you, some of the big factors that I think should be driving you to begin with is first enthusiasm and hope. The enthusiasm from actually making content that you think is fun and enjoyable, and the hope that it eventually will make it big, that you get that one video that blows up that gives you that recognition. But once you get over that hurdle, the hope is still going to be there, it's still going to be a driving factor. But one thing that is going to be introduced upon that is going to be fear. Whether it's going to be the fear of your content not being good enough, the audience not receiving it, the algorithm not pushing it, or overall just you not being able to sustain yourself with it. Because one of the sad things about YouTube that you will always see now, thankfully the platform is introducing us more and more to like smaller channels that we've never seen before, is that you can be mass producing videos. I think that over the last few days, I might have uploaded way more than I normally would have done. Mostly because I want to clear up my schedule from some of the recommendations that I've gotten, and then just focusing on things that I think are a bit more fun to edit. You can upload double, triple, quadruple the same amount of content that you usually do, and you will still get the same amount of views. All depending on how YouTube decides to push stuff. Are you focused on short form content? Well, fuck, that's gonna suck. Can you make something that is over 30 minutes long? Yeah, sure. YouTube is going to trim its pants over that and going to push that more forth. But wait, there's more. Something trendy just came up and suddenly the short form content is way more appealing. And I think that it is this constant back and forth shift in wanting to feed the algorithm that disincentivizes creativity. And obviously this is not something that affects everybody equally. Like if you are a commentary channel, constantly shifting news and trends are most likely something that you're going to enjoy quite a bit. Are you an animator doing short form animations? Is going to suck, so perhaps having more time to spend on it is going to be better for you. But what is going to sustain you in the time where you are spending all the time for making the animations? Some are lucky to have the support of their audiences. Some decide to straight up grift, like we've seen that in some of the worst case ever, because I just recall that there's also a Minecraft YouTuber that is also deciding to take a break, where some Minecraft YouTubers, I think last year actually, stopped making content because he was pretending to be black to be able to fit better. But that was, and again, for the content. Like people are going to sacrifice their values, the views of life, their personality, alter themselves completely in order to make it on this platform. And it's all because of how YouTube operates. But do you want to do that though? One thing that I think is very praiseworthy of Matpat and Stephanie, of course, is that they've managed to branch out of the audience. I mean, it is an inevitability that things like this will end. It's like the Marvel universe. As he himself pointed out, he ended it on a high note.
When you think about it, there's only really two ways to step away from a YouTube channel. You either just decide the day that you stop uploading and you're like, I'm done, or you just keep uploading videos from now until the heat death of the universe, and you watch as your relevance slowly dies or your passion slowly dies. And for me and my journey in this place, I always wanted to go out on a high note.
And that is exactly what you, or perhaps I myself, would like to do one day. To live it as you are the hero and not live long enough to become the villain. Like, I am in no way going to be comparing Matpat to some of the content creators that I have followed in the past and who have, for example, started grifting, because that can also be a pretty lucrative endeavor. It's something that removes the stress factor from you. You start focusing on something that you know for certain is going to be click-worthy, because anger tends to be very much appealing on this platform or on any platform whatsoever. Like, if I take the example here on our channel, some of the most popular videos that I've made have been either science-related stuff. Wow, I Still wear the white shirt. That's impressive. And it's kind of strange seeing myself without a mustache now. Sorry, focusing. Look, I am literally like a cat, right? Or a baby with dangling keys in front of you. Actually, I made this knot when I was in the Boy Scout. And yeah, actually just a few weeks ago it broke. Like, it's been years. It's quality stuff right here. But fuck it. Again, you see, I'm getting distracted quite easily. I'm not on the spectrum, at least I don't think I am. But my point with showing you this is that I can clearly see the thing that appeals the most to people. Reaction videos, science-based stuff where I had some commentaries to stuff. Furthermore, science-based stuff, commentary on Warhammer content or certain fandoms. And again, stuff that I guess grifters may appeal to that has something to do with race. Right? And I could definitely have stuck doing this. I've seen people who poured out videos on and on again on the same issue continuously. I don't want to do that. That is stressful, that is unfun, and I quite literally don't have that many negative bones in my body for me to go that way. Like, I have one perhaps behind my left lat. It's been hurting for quite a bit after some deadlifts. But yeah, outside of that issue, no. Much like channels like Game Furies have inspired me to do, I want to create things that are interesting and fun, inform people on things that I've, perhaps random knowledge that I think that some people should be learning more about. Things that genuinely might make people feel better. And that, I think, is something that is reflected in the response to Matpat's departure. People are genuinely happy to see him leave. Where in contrast, let's say that a channel like Illuminati, I know, like, she's the punching bag of the internet right now, but I'm using her as a default, okay? Seeing a character like that leave is literally not going to make anybody sad. Quite the contrary. It will be anger and ironic celebration. But aside of that, we also need to factor in what the concept of a content mill can end up doing to a channel or creator. Like, in the Kyle Hill video that I made some days ago, some of you may remember or might have watched it. Like, taken of course in the extreme with those people who are using straight up AI generated voices and images to like misinform people. But now taking a little bit more of a concrete example, Linus Tech Tip, right? Last year had something similar happening to him. He is the biggest tech channel on the platform, at least used to be. Marcus Brownlee, I guess, is the biggest, but Linus ended up making a big oopsie in misinforming his audience. He obviously issued an apology, but we got to see what it is that it can do to even a channel of his size, whom we, at least somebody like me, would postulate he does not need to adhere to the constant pressure of having to put things first. But he did. And this is what makes me appreciate Matpat's message even more, because it is genuinely great to hear somebody say that it's okay to learn to move on, to try different ventures, to prioritize. Like, as a parent, I will always put my daughter, my girlfriend first, and put Constant second. When I hear that he's unable to have conversations with his friend without having to think business, that's when you know that the usual brain is too much. Yeah, then you need to take a step back and reevaluate or just chill. Now I know Matpat is not completely gone. He might still make appearances, as he mentioned. He's not just going to be weep-naining into the sunset, right? Fuck me, it's an old-ass reference, a tweet that he made a while ago. And in the same way, he's not just leaving the Game Fury channel to some randos. These are individuals who have been there. They are well-trained to handle it. They know what to do. But it's also refreshing to sometimes give the spotlight to other people. It's something that is going to happen at some point, so who better to leave it to than people who genuinely care for the channel? But I overall just find it to be a good thing that he decided to leave, and perhaps he's going to do one of the best things that I like about content creators, to take some time off and or decide to leave. Perhaps they come back, reinventing themselves. He might turn out to have a grey beard next time that we see him with, I don't know, like a new channel to tell us about the intricacies of theater. That could be fun. Like, I think that most of us who subscribe to YouTubers tend to do it because of their personalities, because we know that these are well-meaning individuals who want us to fare well, and we want them to fare well as well. That was kind of weird of a sentence to build there, and no, that didn't come off correctly. But in the least, for me, it's like a huge inspiration to perhaps also in the future I might reinvent myself. I might make something completely new with the channel, and perhaps, who knows, if my good old fans are willing to follow me along on that journey, that would be dope. But that said though, this was my thoughts on Matpat leaving. It's going to be sad, but as the saying goes, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. Dr. Seuss. I want to say it's Dr. Seuss. Somebody's going to correct me in the comment section saying that it's not actually him, it was somebody else. But guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. Of course, looking forward to what it is that Matpat has to say on March 30th. Yeah, I think it is. And yeah, we should all have a wonderful day. See you guys in the next video. Bye.